guys, Sade here. I'm calling myself testing out this IGTV for the first time. There was a conversation on my social media feed today that inspired this little video. I hope you guys will tune in and listen in and comment and like and all that if you agree or even disagree. You feel me? But yeah, so I wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about that situation with that young lady. I don't even know what her name is. Her photo is going around right now on social media, just battered and bruised. It looks like she might have gotten into an altercation with her boyfriend or husband. I'm not even sure the exact status of their relationship, but he's her man. I follow her. I follow this lady. I don't even know who she is, but you follow these people online. They look interesting, so you follow them. So I follow her. I've seen photos of her family, her and her man and their family happy, laughing, joking, in love. And then today, apparently, or I don't know if it happened last night or whenever, but today, there is now a photo going around with her battered face, bruised. It's not a pretty sight, you guys. Take a look at it. Yeah, not a pretty sight at all. Like, not at all pretty sight. And to go from what she looks like on a normal basis to now this, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But I do want to discuss our reaction to this situation, our reaction to situations like this overall. I find that, and even myself, it's something that I'm working on myself, something that I realize is a detriment to my people. And again, when I say my people, I need you guys to understand that I don't mean black or white. I don't mean minority. I mean people, no matter what race, color, or whatever you identify yourself to be, people in general, human nature. These kinds of bashing and ridiculing and putting each other down is such a detriment to our existence, and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize how we bruise each other with our words and what our words actually do to our children, our legacy, and just everything. We don't know all the details yet. I haven't seen any news coverages or even, anything regarding the guy being arrested or questioned about her face. However, there's already talk, because I think a friend of hers posted it, who knows her and the guy personally, and she did like a whole spiel about, his previous behaviors with his kids, and now his behavior with his wife or girlfriend. So now there's news going around on social media about this guy. And again, before I go any further, I need you guys to know that I'm not condoning anything that he did. I'm not condoning his actions. I'm not condoning his anger. I don't know what happened that led him to do what he did to this young lady. However, what I do want to speak on is our reaction to it. I think we really need to think about these things before we just jump, because and again, I don't know what happened. I don't need to know what happened. What I need us to start doing is, instead of condemning him and bashing him and putting him down, we do need to come together and pray for this young man. Pray for him. Why? Because I don't think you guys realize how much of a force is against us than there is. The force that is for us is bigger. However, the force that is against us is given more power every single time we speak negative, every single time we wish bad, or we condone or condemn the person. That force that is against us gains more power in our lives. So what we have to do in situations like this is, instead of bashing him and condemning him and drawing our own conclusions to what needs to happen or who he is or who he's perceived to be, we literally have to stop and assess the situation. Why is this man like this, or this woman, or whomever? Why do they indulge in certain behaviors? Why is it something that they can't avoid to do? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't think he knows the type of I mean, maybe not, maybe if he's a certain type of person. I don't know him, so I can't speak for him, but if he is a certain type of person and he believed that the news of him doing what he did to his girlfriend or wife wouldn't get out, so maybe he would continue in his behavior. But whether he's that person or not, do you honestly believe that he or anyone would involve themselves or indulge in certain types of behaviors knowing the consequence? Think about it. Like, even murderers, or those guys that hacked that 15-year-old in the Bronx last month. Do you honestly think these guys were even mindful of the consequence when they were doing it? I mean, if they were, they probably wouldn't have. And then you gotta question, why weren't they mindful? Why aren't these people who are committing these heinous acts mindful of the things that they do or plan to do before they do them? Question, right? I'm going to give you guys a quick example, personal example. So, personal story. A few years ago, my younger sister and I, and this is a personal story, so you already know this is real if I'm about to go here with you. But hey, I mean, sometimes you just have to be transparent and let people know what's real. So I'm about to give you something real about Sade, nickname aka Pinky. That's what they call her. So anyway, a few years back, my sister and I got into a crazy fight. A physical fight, where there was some type of conversation that spun into an argument, and apparently I blacked out. I blacked out so much, or I blacked out in such a way that I attacked my sister. I apparently, I'm so embarrassed to talk about it because it's something that when she and I, after I apologized to her and repented for it, when discussing it, I couldn't even believe what she was saying. And not that she was saying anything bad, but this is what she said. She said that as I was attacking her, okay, because the way we were positioned, I was hovered over her, and I remember bashing my sister's head into the ground. Like, I can cry about it right now because the person that I am today, or the person that I've always known myself to be, would never do something like that. But I was bashing my sister's head in the ground and punching her, and again hovered over her, had her in a position that she was defenseless, and had my aunt not been there to pull me off of her, I don't know what would have happened. But anyway, I think it was the next day or a day or two later, I came to my senses that you did something wrong and you need to confess and apologize sincerely to your sister for what you did, because ultimately this is my sister. I love her. Like, we've had our fights and our arguments, but nothing to this degree. Nothing. I called her up and we spoke. I apologized and she accepted my apology, and the conversation led into us talking about what actually happened. You know, she told me that she was confused as to why I got so angry, so much so that I blacked out. And she said that when I was hovered over her, attacking her, and I say attack because I was attacking her. She says that when I was hovered over her, she was looking into my eyes, and I was not there. I wasn't there. She said it was as if I was someone else. And she said she was looking into my eyes, wondering if I saw her. Like, are you really doing this to me? I don't know what I did that was so, or what I said that was so bad. But anyway, I say it all. I'm telling you guys this story because, again, as the attacker in that situation, I can speak on blacking out and being hot-tempered. I posed a question on my Instagram, on my Insta story about, you know, if anyone has ever boasted about being hot-tempered or blacking out. And if you have, you can't condemn this man. Why? Because those things actually happen. People who are hot-tempered, people who and you don't even have to be hot-tempered to black out. Do you know what blackout means? To black out means to be removed. So that leads me to talk about demons and why we cannot condemn this man for what he did or why he did it, because we don't know what kind of demons he's battling with. And apparently he has this behavior is something that is not new. Maybe it might have been new with her, I don't know, but apparently he's blacked out, or he's had, you know, similar situations with his kids and things. And it's like, you have to think about those things too. Like, what would lead someone to attack their children? You know, to go from a happy moment to loving your kids to attacking them, almost to the point where you hurt them so badly, or you even kill them. I mean, we hear stories like that all the time about parents who kill their kids. You see photos and they're so happy and they look like they really love their kids, and then a month later, a year later, there's a story in the news how this person shot her 2 kids in the head. Those things happen, and and instead of assessing, we condemn them. That doesn't help. You can't condemn this man because you don't know. You have no idea what happened. And when I tell you, it is possible for your being to somehow be displaced, while something else takes over and does all the dirty work for you, and then you get the blame for it. You go to jail. And I mean, you know, I don't know what your guys' belief system is about. I don't know if you guys are Christian or you believe in the universe. I don't know. And I don't care. But whether you believe in God or the universe, whoever you believe in, you have to believe that there is a force greater than us. A force greater than us that either can do good or evil. And those things sometimes, I mean, they're clearly not the same forces. They're 2 separate forces. And those are the forces you guys need to start paying attention to. You can't condemn this man. The amount of people who have condemned him through comments and posting photos on social media right now or today. Imagine those people coming together and speaking a word of encouragement or positivity or praying for his spirit instead of condemning him. If we stopped for a second and just really prayed for this man, for the demon to be deceased, to dissipate, to exit, to go far, far back into the hole where they came from. Imagine the life we could save. Because guess what? Condemning him is not going to save him. Not everybody learns from their mistakes. Trust me, you got people out here all day, every day who may kill somebody or beat someone so badly they may go to jail or whatever the case may be, and they're good for a little minute, and then, or sometimes some of them aren't even good for a minute. Sometimes they come right out and go right back to what they were doing because that demon hasn't been dealt with. Those demons are still there. So I said all that to say, we can't condemn this man, y'all. Like, we gotta do better. We gotta do better as a people. We gotta fortify each other. We gotta fortify, encourage each other, pray for each other, support each other. We can't condemn each other. That doesn't save us from anything, because that's what happens. That's how cycles happen. You have to tackle those cycles, because trust and believe, now his son or whoever, especially since apparently they're saying that this guy beat his son in a certain way. Now his son, if if prayer and some real reconstruction doesn't start happening, God forbid, his son now may carry these same demons. Why? Because we didn't combat the demon, we combated the man, forgetting that there are forces bigger than us, and the ones that work against us, for the most part, man, those ones are, they get the best of us. Why? Because we don't tackle them, we don't combat them, we let them fester. They hide from us. Like, ooh, all right, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go hide, and they're not even gonna notice. They're not even gonna look for me, and I'm gonna come out when they least expect it. And that's what happens every time. So this is all I wanted to say to you guys is, we can't condemn each other, man. We can't. We have to lift each other up. We have to fortify each other. That's a word that I learned when I started going to church. I know some synonyms to it, but I never actually knew what the word fortify meant. And then I read it in the Bible, and in fact, the scripture that it was connected to spoke about. It basically was talking about the wealthy versus the poor, and how the wealthy fortify each other, and that's how they remain wealthy, while the poor, they don't, and that's how they fall into poverty. We gotta, and I mean, and this is not a rich man, poor man situation. These things happen in all different kinds of households. Abuse happens in every kind of household. So I don't want to make it about rich man, poor man, but I mean, how rich can you be when you're, dealing with those kind of demons? So just something to think about, you guys. Thanks for your time. All right, I hope that something resonated, something that I said. It's something that we really got to deal with. It's bigger than the man. I wish we could really understand that and start working together to fortify each other. So that's it. I might do this again. See you next time.